The major changes in the industry are affecting everybody. The major labels are having to go through enormous cutbacks, enormous losses of profits, and having to let a lot of people go, and generally not understanding how to move into this new era of how to market records. Historically, records were marketed through radio. Radio over the number of years has become a narrower and narrower channel, and people are looking for other ways to market music other than just traditional radio. Not every genre lends itself to that, and they're trying to figure out how it can be done, particularly taking advantage of the internet and the online communities and all of the things that go along with it, which is where a lot of the audience has gone. So they're having a difficult time adjusting. The artists are not used to making the kind of money that they're going to have to settle for now, because they had enormous sales. If it's someone that was a superstar 10 years ago, may have sold 10, 15, 20 million albums, and today they're going to end up selling half of that or a third of that, just because the marketplace keeps shrinking. The number one song can be 300,000 units, whereas 5 or 6 years ago the number one song might have sold 1 million or 1.2 million in the first week. So the market is shrinking incredibly, and everyone is having to sort of make adjustments to it. The one thing that's healthy, at least for successful artists so far, has been touring, because you can't pirate touring. But even that, as the economy goes and ticket prices get higher and higher, even that has limits on how far it can go. I don't know that touring revenues have gone up over the last number of years, but my sense is, at least for the major big artists, they may not have gone down much. And certainly for the classic icons, the Paul McCartneys and people like that, they've gone up enormously, because they found that people are willing to pay high ticket prices, not just to scalpers, but for face value of the tickets. A number of years ago, when people lost their jobs in the music business, they tended to cycle into another aspect or do something different. Over the last number of years, there are a lot of people who've lost jobs who are not able to get back into the business. They just simply don't exist. They may be able to work as managers, they may be able to find something, but a large number of them end up not getting back into the business. The closest parallel to what's going on in today's industry that I can recall was in the late 70s, when the industry took an enormous hit. It was a time when video games were new, video arcades were new, kids were spending time away from them, and people were predicting the end of the music business. Concert revenues were down, the economy in general was in a bad position. And that's as close as I can remember to this. This, however, is a completely different set of challenges. This is going to challenge the industry to completely reinvent itself, because after coming out of the late 70s, when the economy got better, essentially we went back to the exact same model. It just that it was more robust. Now we're looking at having to invent a completely different model, and nobody yet knows what it's going to be. In terms of where the industry is going in the next 10 years, my sense is that it's going to be a form of digital delivery. My sense is that there will be a lot more independent record companies, because I think they will go back to the business of developing artists. What's happened to the music industry as it's become more corporate is that the industry has taken what should be a long-term development process, meaning sometimes it could take years to develop the classic artists who are still out there touring and making money today, to if we don't have a hit in the first 3 months, we're on to the next piece of product, and we don't care about the particular artist anymore. Why throw money at it? Let's find something that works. And that works for a short term, and understandably these companies need to report their profits on a quarterly basis. The executives are bonused on an annual basis. They need to show results in order for their own interests. It doesn't lend itself to developing an artist that may lose money for 2 or 3 years and then kick in and develop a real following. On the other hand, independent record companies are beginning to do just that. They can sell 5,000 or 10,000 records and make money because they don't spend much. And they can be in the business of developing real fans that grow. And I think we're going to see a lot of growth in independent record companies over the next 10 years. I think we're going to see a lot of marketing through non-traditional means. I think that we're going to see a lot more on the internet and a lot more out of the communities of people that build themselves around certain kinds of music. I think piracy is going to be difficult to solve technologically, but I think you can conscript the pirates by coming up with something that's reasonably priced, easy to use, high quality, and therefore most people I think are honest and will take a path of least resistance. If there's a simple, easy way to do it, I think they will. An example being pornography on the internet. I understand that if you take enough time, you can find any kind of pornography you want for free, but people are paying billions every year to have it organized and easily available for them, and I don't see any reason why music can't be at least as popular.